What's going on, guys? Got another comic book haul video for you. I picked all these books up from a small local convention here in Louisville about 2 months ago, I guess now. These were all $2 books, and if I got 6 of them, they were 10. So I ended up getting about 20 from that particular vendor. So they were a little less than $2 a piece, I guess. The con was pretty small. There's only maybe 4 comic book vendors. I only bought from 2, and they each had just boxes that were all $2 boxes. So it seems to be more common now than the dollar boxes at some of these smaller conventions, like the flea markets and the bigger conventions. They always have plenty of dollar bins and dollar boxes, but these smaller conventions, they seem to be moving towards the $2, $4, $5 boxes, things like that. So I guess inflation is affecting everything, so I guess $2 boxes are the new dollar boxes, unfortunately. But I managed to pick up some stuff despite that, so it was fun just digging through everything. So here we go. This first one is Devil's Reign, Chapter 5. This is the Wolverine Witchblade. I guess this was a crossover between Image and Marvel back in the late 90s. I think it was a 8-part series, so I'm gonna try to pick those up. I like this Michael Turner cover a lot. It seems like most of the books had a couple of variants, just different artists doing them, so it was pretty cool. So that's number 5, and then this is chapter 6. This is Witchblade and Elektra. I think this is a Joe Benitez cover, so not as good as a Michael Turner cover, but still pretty good. Next, speaking of Michael Turner, we got this Fallen Sun, Death of Captain America. It's got Iron Man, Captain America on there, so pretty cool. Next, we got Ghost Rider number 5. It's from the volume 2 in the 90s. I've already got the first print, but this was the second print. You can tell by the gold trade dress and the Marvel logo up there. It's pretty cool. I can't remember if I've got 15, the second print. That was the glow-in-the-dark cover. I've definitely got the first print, but the second print it's basically that on the whole cover, so it's pretty cool. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for that, but I was happy to pick this one up. This is another one from that volume 2 run in the 90s. This is number 13. Just a cool painted cover. I don't know if that's... Yeah, that's Teixeira down there. You can kind of see his signature there at the bottom, way down there. Let's see. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Teixeira there, right next to the logo box. So that was cool. Next, got a couple of G.I. Joe books. This is 46. Just picked this one up because it's a cool Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow cover. And next we've got 48. This is actually a minor key, I guess. It's the first appearance of Sergeant Slaughter in comic books. So he was pretty popular in the 80s. He was I don't know if he was a wrestler first or if he was in G.I. Joe first or what the Sergeant Slaughter origin story is. But definitely remember him when I watched WWF in the early 90s. I think this comic was before that, so maybe he was a comic book, maybe he was on the cartoons before he was a wrestler. I'm not sure of the timeline, but just a fun book to pick up for cheap. Let's see, next, got some Walt Disney Junior Woodchucks. Get just Huey, Dewey, and Louie there with, I can't remember that guy's name. He was kind of the nerdy one of the bunch, but I remember watching the DuckTales cartoons when I was a kid, and so it's very nostalgic to grab this. Next, got Wolverine 35. This is just some run filler for that, I guess, first ongoing Wolverine series from the 80s. It's a Mark Silvestri cover, the Lady Deathstrike. So, just pick that up. Next, we got Blood Legacy number 1. It's another Michael Turner cover. This was Well, it's Blood Legacy, the story of Ryan, I think is the subtitle. So this is just kind of a vampire story. I think the artist name that does the interiors is Billy Tan. Billy or David Tan, I think. He's got some really good line work, and his penciling on the inside is really good. So I think this is only like a 4-issue miniseries or something, so I'll probably try to pick the rest of these up as well. They don't go for anything, so it shouldn't be too hard. Next, we got this Cosmic Powers #1 featuring Thanos. This was a 6 or 7 issue miniseries in the early 90s, just spotlighting some of the cosmic villains. So it's a cool Ron Lim cover. I think Ron Mars wrote this first one. I'm not sure if he did the whole miniseries or not, but they were the creative team on Silver Surfer around the Infinity Gauntlet time, so I really like them a lot. This first one is Thanos. I think Terrax is in one. Jack of Hearts and Ganymede are in another. Morgue, I think, is in one. And can't remember who the other ones are, but just a cool little mini-series about the cosmic villains. So grab that. Speaking of 90s, this is Night Shift. I guess it's #1. I'll take it out of the bag here. It's a cool chromium cover. See if we can see the shinies. Oh yeah, there's the shiny. I think it's a wraparound as well, so pretty cool there. Oh, who's the artist on there? Rick Lyon? Yeah, I'm not sure who that is, but just shiny chromium 90s goodness, so I'll pick that one up for $2. So let's see, this next one is Demons of Mercy. So I had not heard of this or had no idea what this was. I just thought it was a cool cover. And I saw the not for resale down there on the bottom. So I thought sometimes those go for other thing or go for money, since they're usually packaged with toys or like promo comics, things like that. So I did some research on this. This was the Demons of Mercy was supposed to be a video game back in the mid 2000s, like 2007. But it never got released. And this comic book was released, I guess, obviously before the video game came out, but it was kind of supposed to be a promo for the comic, I guess. But this was all that was ever released. The video game never came out, and there was just this one-shot comic book for it. So, just kind of an interesting one-off. Again, I was mostly looking for stuff. Like I said, it was like $2 a piece or 6 for 10. So I think this was the 6th book in my first stack. The last one from that vendor was this Ghost Rider and Cable one-shot. Just a cool Sam Keith cover. And this is a pretty thick book. It's reprints or collects, I guess. Marvel Comics presents the Ghost Rider and Cable stories from, I think, issues 90 to 98. So those Marvel Comics presents books around that time, they had, 6 or 7 page stories, and then each book had about 3 stories in there, so they combined, I guess, 8 issues into this one, and repackaged and sold it. Just I don't know if that's interior art from one of the books or not. Sam Keith did not do the interiors on this particular collection. I know he did the covers on those Marvel Comics Presents, a big run on those with Cable and Ghost Rider. So, but I don't know if he did the interiors on those or if he was just doing the covers. But this thought it was a cool cover, and it's a newsstand, so it doesn't go for anything, but just a cool little book. Alright, and these next ones, let's see, I'll start with this one. These were from the other vendor that I bought from. These were all $2 a piece as well. This is mostly Bronze Age Marvel stuff. This first one I was really happy to find for $2. It's Avengers 125. Just a cool Thanos cover. The spine's a little beat up. It's not in the greatest condition, but for $2, I was really happy to find it. In this condition, it's probably worth about $10 or so. But I'm gonna keep this one for my personal collection, so I was happy to find that. I also found a few Captain Marvels. I got number 35, number 36. The storyline in one of these, I read through these, is pretty funny. It's Captain Marvel and his alter ego, I guess, Rick Jones, is a kind of a teen heartthrob, I guess, on Earth, and he like leaves at one point to go to the moon to fight some dudes, and I can't remember if it's like a groupie or somebody like his manager or publicist. She actually gives him, I guess it's LSD or something in a pill. They don't really say what it is, but Rick Jones starts hallucinating immediately after he takes it, which is kind of funny, and seeing that in a kid's comic. But you get some weird stuff in these Captain Marvel ones, so they're just pretty entertaining. I found a nice run here up to 44, so just trying to fill out this as much as possible, this first volume, as cheaply as possible. These aren't in great condition, but they're fun to read, and I was happy to find those just for $2 a piece. This next one, I messed up on this. I thought this was something like a first appearance or something, but it's not. It's just Bronze Age Iron Man 116, but it was only $2, so I'm not too upset about it. Some non-Bronze Age. This is Ninja Turtles 22. This is the cover B. This is the Eastman cover, just from the current run on IDW. So I was happy to find that for $2. That's half a cover. Next, we got the movie adaptation of the first Ninja Turtles movie back from 1990. This one is really beat up. It's got a tear right there, and then, definitely well loved. But it's the movie adaptation, and it's Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird drawing the movie adaptation, so that's really cool. It's not just any random people doing the adaptation. It's actually the creators of the Ninja Turtles drawing the movie, so that's pretty cool. I was happy to find that. Back to some Bronze Age stuff. Just What If number 35, What If Elektra Had Lived. I think actually Frank Miller did the interiors on this. This is 2 stories in this What If. It's got a Yellow Jacket story down there too. He didn't do that, but Frank Miller definitely did the Elektra story, so that was pretty cool. Next, it's got a Marvel 2-in-1, 63, Thing and Warlock. This is just an early Warlock appearance, so I'm trying to find as much of those as possible before he comes out in Guardians 3 next year. And these are still relatively cheap. And then got another Warlock. This is number 5. That was $2 as well. So I was happy to find that. And then the last few issues are just some Nova stuff. So we got Nova number 9, Nova number 10. I was a little disappointed. I read through these. I liked Nova because he was a cosmic superhero, but in these particular issues, it's all like they all take place on Earth, so it's all just like street level stuff, which is fine. But I like the cosmic stuff a lot more. So I know there's some of that in the early issues and the later issues for sure. So this first volume went up to number 25. So maybe they start and finish with the cosmic stuff and just kind of hopefully just use the stuff on Earth in the middle part here. That's not my favorite. I'll still just try to put the run together because you can still get most of these relatively cheaply. Number 1 goes for $100 or so now, depending on the condition. But all the other ones you can get for a cheap, $5 or less, depending on condition. So I'm gonna keep chugging along, try to complete the run, and just got some cool covers on it, if nothing else. So, alright guys, that's about it. Just a short haul video for you. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.